It is. Oh, hey, it's February. What is
Oh,
24th? And it's 9:41 a.m. Hey, so, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is confused as we are and kind of cute. After all, they are a prosecutee. Lana. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how'd it go?
It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much. So I struck a plea bargain. What?
Did you hear me? Yes, they're stupid.
They're fucking stupid.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana... Oh, that's not your name, but that will be your name.
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found traces of evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
Drugs. In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt with. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
Do what's right. Hey, wait, it's still February.
But it's 10 a.m.
We're in court. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana, Sky, and Ichigo.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Fuck Ichigo.
The prosecution is ready. Is not ready. I'm afraid you have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach police department from the prosecution's office. And yet, the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car.
Wow. This is one messed up trial.
I point to my finger. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present imperial evidence.
Impartial.
Impartial. Ichigo is impartial right now. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. That's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
That's supposed to be an admiral trait?
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. First witness, the prosecution calls... Maybe Ichigo. The suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go.
Yeah. Okay, son. Well, the witness please state his name and occupation.
Yes, sir, I am Sir Meeseeks, sir. My occupation is, that would be murder, sir. God, he's purring so loud into the fucking mic.
I know, I'm trying to move him! Okay, can I, like, put you down underneath the blanket? There we go, maybe that'll choke him out a little bit. So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir.
Actually, we'd like to hear about you and...
Sir, what would you call the younger generation, sir? Person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please. Ezra, sir, help me, sir. Oh no! Officer Meeseeks.
Yes, sir.
Give us your report of the crime and consider that an order.
Yes, sir. Are you as you wish, sir? I'm a genie. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for the lack of enthusiasm. Hey, Ichigo, sit the fuck down. Thank you.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was a duty to guard the evidence room that day, sir. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me away.
So the victim detective got good men attacked you.
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meeseeks family motto, sir.
I see, then you fainted and the colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The heavens may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with.
Poke some holes.
Crime report, sir. Okay, Mr. Meeseeks, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
Hard. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime. Which... I'm choking. Hold on.
My god. This is why we don't eat when we're solving cases.
I know! I had to swallow it. Given special tasks not ordinary perform.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief detectives.
Okay, son, I need to put you somewhere else. You're not helping
Don't
me.
interrupt him. To ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was sole mission from that day, sir.
I'm trying to get him out of the way. He's being annoying. He was poking me with his claws. I see. Sounds like a very important mission.
After award ceremony, finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? He had to run.
And then he spotted a suspicious man. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Yes, sir, I have one right here, right around my neck, just like my hands. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is, I found it. It's the one right there.
Could you please read us the number? 49.
Yes, sir. It's 69. That's my number.
69.
Yeah, I see. But the number 69, 96, I don't fucking know anymore. It's shown being used twice.
Please explain, witness. Witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. First is when I relocated the Blue Badger in the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during the second time when?
Yes, sir, that's when I spotted the man on the security camera. Okay, ID of all who entered the evidence room. Okay. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
Well, with me charging in, he looked as surprised as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of person who someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by the collar. What exactly do you mean you did it? I don't know. I mean, I know. I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let down his guard for an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. He took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See, he must have been really desperate. Next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then, the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in the face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right.
According to the report of the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
Oh, that's nice, sir. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, and that is...
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badge, sir. I returned to him the entrance before they got things out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I
believe now I have a a fairy tale. A fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yeah, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a good point.
Yes, Officer Me6.
With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief?
Delivered it?
What is that, videotape?
That's exactly what it is, sir. It contains footage from my fucking noise and my thing. Security camera in the evidence room. Oh, and then
objection. What I secretly asked if there was such a tape. It was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's kind of a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. That's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. Video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into?
Murder. Oh my god, fucking great! So it was just damaged anyways.
I'm guessing? There's a handprint on the cheek of it, I just noticed.
Yeah.
Was that always there?
I thought we sprayed it already.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. Yeah.
Of course.
It's not stationed.
But it just shows him there. The victim isn't there. So he obviously ran off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think his body could have been stolen in that amount of time.
Yeah. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with the unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badge, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Okay.
Yeah, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. And is that alright with you, Officer Meeseeks?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Oh no. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker has opened unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. So it must be him, no one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I start.
Exactly.
Mystery Man. I'll just question him on everything again. Well, the ones that seem relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might just say that. That is if you label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since the face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Eh. Why is everyone looking at me? But I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Mystiques. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now, please, be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who,
Brandish.
Yeah, brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir, I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only responded to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir, in this too. Okay. However, the most important detail is not shown in the video, the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do, after all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify through this, sir.
Yeah, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is. Unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright,
Let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video? Well, of course there fucking is. Should...
Also, what time did it say?
Oh.
Does that make... Would that?
Could I pause the video? Or was there a time on it?
I don't know.
Regarding
There
the
has...
videotape contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
The contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
Exactly. I was thinking,
Yeah.
what? This video contains such a constriction? Objection. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defendants point out to us this alleged, thank you, contradiction in the video.
He would want to make me point it out.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm
Very
helping
well.
his ass too, and he's not even...
I know.
Like...
I know. Proposal accepted. Let's further inspect this piece of evidence. We will now play the security tape. Okay, Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction. Contradiction to speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward and rewind and just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand to watch it. How did this guy ever become a police officer?
I know. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not have been Goodman? Okay, there is a time.
Wait. Pause. Rewind. I mean...
It's pausing, but the music's still going.
I know.
I wish it... Can't zoom in. Can't enhance. Are you guys doing shit?
The light above it's on. Princess. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meeseeks? Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the locker is released. According to my very limited experience, the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something's seriously wrong with this picture.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it makes me...
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little to earlier. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit. It's lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Squeaky.
Order, what's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. I was locked instead.
The locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have been broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor was detected and reported any malfunctions. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor?
It wasn't closed? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Yeah, that's
Something jammed the sensor? Say, the white glove.
Yeah.
There's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Oh, very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Oh god.
How do I fast forward?
X.
Okay, I was looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the white glove.
I was having problems, shut up.
Oh, I thought as much.
Shut up!
Got a hand job?
Please watch closely, this is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Just imagine in court that you kept fucking up and just the glove just kept dropping out of it.
Oh god. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
It was my soul. But sir, it's been my soul all along. When the door opened. I often fall out and roll a great distance when I can't be sure that this item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted. Yeah.
It's just so ominous when there's no music.
I know!
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. The sound of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it'd also have to block the electrical currents.
What if it's a rubber glove?
Yeah, it would have to be an insulator? Yeah. Yeah, insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? A handprint.
Oh, here it is. Tagged evidence for extremely thin rubber glove.
Yeah.
I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
Well, we can't be sure that was the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident.
Yep.
The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. Yes. On the day of the crime, even I burped once. I could have opened that locker. This is not so Is this not so, Mr. Officer Seeks? It appears so, sir.
Order, 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 order. Oh, sorry to the victim. Sorry, zoned out whom this witness stabbed. in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edworth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. Fucker. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. How do you know? The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meeseeks, please testify about this.
Oh, god damn it. Sir, me seek, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir. Of course, sir. Is this a joke?
I know. Very well. Begin your testimony. Again.
Again.
Ooh.
Okay, Mystery Man 2.
2.
There's one other thing that Detective Goodman was, sir. He was a good lover in bed. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card re-record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. Is it gonna... so many sevens. The ID used at 5:15 is that of the victim.
I want to know who all the sevens belong to.
I know! Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. But why were there so few people using this room? Yeah. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police stuff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay. I'm concerned. Yes.
Let's see.
Just because it's his ID doesn't mean that he was there. Jake is still fishy.
Jake, he loves his steak though, that's why he's fishy. What? At the time of the crime, the detective used his card. No, because his card was not there at the time. Was it? When did he lose his card? Let's see, hold on. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Because apparently...
God, I have so much shit.
Yeah, because his card was...
Yeah, the lost item report. That's what I was thinking. Wait one moment, officer. I need 6. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report? It's only half complete.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Yes.
I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order.
No, so now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. it doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meeseeks encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his card. Plus, he was wearing a hat and a trench coat, so,
Yeah, order. Does the prosecution have a response? It's like I'm thinking, I have one thing to say to the defense.
Huh?
Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo.
I'm concerned. Allow me to summarize the defendant's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meeseeks encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 guards to support this. 2 grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be 2 guards. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What's he up to?
That being the case, he mustn't arrive at a single collision. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you're gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. Has he? The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecution's office, the murder being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Ah, fucker. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all trapped from the beginning.
He's checked. The activity in the evidence room still leaves me many questions unanswered. Yep. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meeseeks encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else, Lana.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I object. One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder.
Okay. It's so silent.
You know. However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot.
Handprints.
Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination of the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Our prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. Fucker. We have not prepared any other witness for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Yeah. Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe who knows the truth. Truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests us to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well, then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name?
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defendant's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is
Subpoenaed.
Subpoenaed, okay. I was like, what the fuck's name? Well, the prosecution, please prepare the witness during this time. Well, we will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Goodbye.
February.
Still February. It's now 11:22 a.m.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Huh, I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma.
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking you for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Whoa!
Did he just bust through the wall?
I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Huh.
He did. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. And pulsate some more.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Come back, pulsate more.
I know, you looked so sad too. You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making Detective run all around on duty. You didn't? I didn't top it off. You called me here. I've seen happier people at the funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You'd be better. Hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh, you mean this, you're right.
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon to talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident?
Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files received. Files for the Joe Dark killings. Solved 2 years ago. Okay.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with still murderers.
Hmm.
Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Alas. No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that?
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
The Joe Dark. No, Lana. That's over with. No! Is that like something to do with the parents or something?
I wonder. Emma, wait. She ran away.
Well, you know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere else. Sorry, pal, but I out of here. Pulsate somewhere else.
Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, and Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those 2 killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file.
Okay. On February 24th.
But it's new!
And it's 12:14 p.m. Everyone fabulous. I mean, the court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Where were you on the day of the crime?
God.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. God, this man just drinking. Me, partner? Oh yeah, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross the intersections is needed? Yes, we get that.
Oh my god.
You're a patrolman. Ask for my name if you listen here hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room when on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. You mean? Desperado soul as brown says desert sands, no paper can sum it up. It's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony. Share with the class!
Yeah.
In plain old English.
Tell us where the class touched you. Day of the crime.
Dun dun dun. My job to keep a weary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down.
Liar.
I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of Bama, it's time I hit the rail. That makes no sense. That was not English.
No.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. He hates him. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
You have stubble. Shut the fuck up. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean security cameras and ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpo like you knows about these.
Yeah, well, what about the fingerprints activated on the activated locks on the evidence blockers?
Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled fucking donkey hickeys are these?
He's not very helpful.
No. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Miss Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Okay, but the one where he said he was out somewhere else is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That one. R1. Officer Marshall, does it strike you as odd that that is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
That's a real good printer. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Goodness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
Nah.
Take it. You have an explanation in this, then, Officer Marshall? About bloodstained fingerprints? Well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Crimes. Fingies. Like I said, it's only natural on my fingertips. Fingerprints to me in that room.
Just cut off his fingertips and then put them in the room.
Yeah. One of them just happened to be at the same place that this bloodstained handprint. The murder touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Unlikely. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. How did he know he was wearing gloves?
Yeah.
The witness explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. I shake my head. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it.
I can smell it.
Now's my chance to prove it.
God, I can see it. I don't want to, though.
No. Okay,
Okay.
so why is your fingerprints there and covered in blood, though? That's because how did you put it, pay your respects once a month?
I touch things. That's right. One more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean, what I said.
Oh, I have a feeling where
what I
this is
said.
going. He's gonna say he poked his finger on the cactus. I feel like
That's the
what's gonna
locker
happen.
I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
And probably a child. I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay.
What a bitch. Okay.
Oh yeah, the glove thing. How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job and keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves have to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
Picture?
The seal blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this.
Security tape.
So as long as my trail isn't there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Mr. Marshall. Oh god.
Okay.
Wait, too bad it wasn't me in that video?
Is that new?
I don't remember saying that!
What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? No, just answers. So, this video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full on blind spots.
Blind spots.
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. Someone was familiar with the camera's position. They could leave the room without being on tape.
Yep. If we don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates, show us where they touched you again.
Yeah.
Officer Marshall was present. Please do so now.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. And then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence.
Okay. Fast forward. Goodbye. Bam!
Must be very subtle because... Oh. Oh yeah, there was that thing. I think. I'm gonna hope. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. This is a mistake, I'm afraid. You'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, so are our tempers. Okay. You could sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less.
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in this video.
The locker with the white clothes sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order. It seems that's the... hold your horse, sorry partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it.
We just went through all this a minute ago.
The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened my locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he have to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm one man? Cause you are?
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it.
What would it be? What? Only the signed detectives can... Yeah, this thing?
Yeah. Fingerprint sensor. He's sweating.
Mm-hmm. Talked about this earlier today. Lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
Oh, what kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about fingerprint locks.
Oh my god.
They're tips now.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
I only got one word for you, partner. No.
I cut you off.
Order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you, this is no joke. This is no joke, Officer Mercer. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Doing naughty things. Oi.
Ole.
Please answer the question.
What is he doing now? Bullfighter?
Yes.
That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans.
Floor plans.
There is no place for someone to hide in this evidence room. Yet Officer Meeseeks didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
He was the victim. Where was Mr. Officer Marshall?
Where did he touch him?
Yeah.
So, killer victim.
Wait, who was...
Oh god.
Wait, who was the victim? Wait, God, it's so convoluted!
I'm gonna say he's there. I don't know. Did I do it? Officer Marshall was standing right there.
There? What's that? That's where the victim, Detective Goodman was. Okay, good.
Correct, unless the man was Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this victim... this victim in this victim is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Muski's witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he's known for sure. May
May I point out, though, that Officer Meeseeks did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes. And how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yeah, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Ding!
As you see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meeseeks would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called
Circumstantial.
Circumstantial evidence.
You still
also
fucked it up, but okay.
I hate that word.
Oh my god. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You got to be better than that to break a detective. Unless you have heard evidence proven dressed up as the victim. You also pressed up. Thinking. I can't say I particularly care for your undercover agent suspicion. Yes. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Okay, son. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I could see the fear in your eyes, partner. What about opening his locker? Seems you're the one who can't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Is he gonna help us?
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
No. Okay, he's just gonna be a dick to us. Huh?
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out.
Okay.
When you're run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Oh, Phoenix, I'm trying to think outside of the box. I forgot.
Yeah. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later on, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open this locker.
According to the defense argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
Could that be the scarf maybe he was wearing?
Yeah, to get rid of...
Yeah.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Probably has blood on it?
Perhaps.
Or something.
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take... Yeah, now look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness has to open this locker. Is it something to do hiding something that he took to take something? Or... Or is it because of the...
There's blood on it.
Yeah. Or the blood. Mr. Risky, it's so funny!
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. Yeah.
Yet.
However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meeseeks barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However... Officer Meeseeks panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
Blood white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner. Those shoes, though. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth, nothing but the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he happy?
He's never
2 years
happy.
ago. Exactly! So you were the only half as persons, and then as you were today, you all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would you? We.
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
Alright. Seems the time has come. Magical girl transformation? I don't know.
Yes.
I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I still a detective idea and dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Moosey's. They knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any other murder in that room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Muses managed to cut his own hand. Yeah.
Yeah, but that much blood?
My guess he's the donor. Yeah.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation.
Yeah.
Okay, let me... When you say it, you mean...
Do you even have to ask, partner?
That's the 9 incident.
2 years ago has passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer of that day. Not if it had anything to do with it. That incident's not over.
What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case closed, only that case-led detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care about anyone else, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance, that's why I... Yeah. Okay, okay, yes, he stole it.
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence from Char and Farrell, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera? And the detective's ID card?
Oh, God, what?
What?
I accidentally pressed the button. I was trying to drink.
Oh no, he's drinking too. I stole that morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report.
I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot.
The ID card found was left there by Marshall.
Yeah, so incidentally, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
He pulled a knife on Officer Meeseeks and tried to drive him off.
I'll just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meeseeks certainly is one in a million type person. He is. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about this raise this year.
When did Edgeworth get so much influence?
I know! Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
You mean this one? Yeah!
I don't know what to say.
So you knocked well, first service is out end. Mad escape, I knew which areas, okay.
So you did your research beforehand?
At least you go into the desert unprepared to live long, partner. Okay, son. I don't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased anyway. 6 hours, if all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meeseeks. Someone was in the security room when I came out. The jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
Luna? What was Officer Meeseeks doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. Well, your thing is on that day. On the day.
Okay, and then...
No murder.
But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
Or are you blind? The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. Yeah, so you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is the evidence? Still missing, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner, it's only for country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Actually, technically, if you're under oath. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer, it's no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get answers I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
Okay.
You know why? You know why?
The SL9 incident. Files?
I'm assuming that's like, what else? Jesus.
Exactly, but nobody believed me. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sniffing too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the SL9 incident files here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here.
Ding.
And a list of murder victims. Neil
Oh.
Marshall, are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you heard his name 2 years ago. You see the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecution? Prosecution? He's prosecution now.
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award.
Nah, I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my brother, yeah.
Hey, brother, cute.
He cute. He was investigating murders with Dame Gant. He's a police, Jesus. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. You were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh, God. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all he needed. He was arraigned. Arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the police records. Okay, what do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. Okay. What? That's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing is for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. Yes. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Nah, that's not satisfied with its really. Oh, yeah. This relation, Officer Marshall planned to steal evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meeseeks confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Gotta shake my head. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze me. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecution's office. This fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance. It's gotta be more than that.
So no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime. That means the murder in the prosecution's office in parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. The chief prosecutor, Lance Guy. He is a robot.
But wait. There's more. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the evidence at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason Tennant was not convicted yesterday. There's yet remained the mystery of the Sunday's murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on the new partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Connie likes shaking it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office, the only suspect is honest guy. And the testimony of Miss Angel Star is completely uncontestable. He's incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. God, he's such a dick. Is that his response? I guess he's I rest the case. It seems the trial has been reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Yeah, now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Hi.
Oh. Yeah, she's there. Your Honor, wait!
Emma?
The defendant has an objection. A science fiction. Okay. Right.
What do you mean, Wright?
Mr. Wright. Are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor, in a sense...
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Will you please speak to Jesus and please hear me out?
She's gonna sell him Jesus.
Sighed sexily. Mr. Edwards, please! I'm gonna cry. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Okay, thank you. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL-9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it. The names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? Though I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. Of course you did.
So, did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a science investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, these traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can say Lana, it's you!
Me. Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? Yeah, there's... It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, the handprint was discovered on here. Is there a problem with this? Yes? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, I can't be more of use. Still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana would be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now.
Yee.
What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? There's always something that we're missing, so I object.
Yeah.
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is if you're grasping is you're right. You've been staring pretty intensely at these floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that when drawn will completely change the meaning of the next blood mark. I mean, the blood mark, not the next one.
Just the next one.
There's gonna be more.
Let us pray that Heavens isn't simply trying to buy time.
Oh, I am. Don't worry about it.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Who touched you?
This thing. This thing touched me.
Exactly. Booger. What about that piece of plywood?
Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof, Sailor Moon.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans on the crime scene. Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. He was dancing. Well,
what?
that's right. So as long as Blue Badger's dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker, not the calendar.
What? He glitched.
He did.
So that means just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undoubtedly found on that locker.
Look, don't look at me.
Mr. Wright, think it through. Stand sexily.
When did she get there?
Science. I came back here now.
Emma.
Oh, that afternoon.
Yes. Go on.
Okay. Who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right?
Did your controller die?
It did. It says it's charging, but it lied to me.
It did.
After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that means his blood, this blood, was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment. I would not allow such a far-fetched blabberdash in my courtroom.
May sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation.
Mm-hmm.
On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
Yeah, but how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meeseeks cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Objection to your objection.
I object to you objecting. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, this does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Your objection. So this means seeing this murder, your report really happened. But when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
Objection! When did the first incident occur?
Objection! The defense claims that prior to Officer Muse's being caught by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman. Another incident took place in the evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, be presented. Must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defendants please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
I know it. Where is it though?
Yeah, where is it? Oh yeah.
This thing.
Because we still don't know who... Yeah.
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, the ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh. ID card record?
Are we gonna find out who the 777 is?
For 420.
Officer Meeseeks brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's
see here. 4:50 p.m.
Crack him a neck.
If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth? Just what have you done? I never would have figured you had that nerve, boy. Off the activeness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Yeah, there's another... Nope. I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meeseeks and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means there's a cat in my way and I can't read the goddamn screen. Okay, go away. That blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgar entered the evidence room. Yeah!
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card. Yeah.
7. To talk about luck number. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with all those 7s.
All those 7s, Mr. Edgeworth. Please look into this as soon as possible. Find out whose number is 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7s. More 7s. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. I thought so. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present.
What?
Saying yourself, son. Okay, any number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Oh, is that yeah, someone who is so-called
executive.
Oh, executive officer. Okay, we don't have authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Yeah, I think it's Gant.
That's ridiculous. Just how.
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an officer charge failed against an is accepted.
An official charge.
You're all like, aren't you? Which your cover-ups and your forgeries and your cocaine addicts, how the prosecution's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Whoa, slander? Is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes. I no doubt not. I no doubt. No, not to you. To her, the tenant sitting over there. Your little excuse.
Executive.
Executive. Jesus.
Oh my god.
This word.
Lana.
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we looked up her ID number, and it's not 77777. Don't play me for fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about the incident. The SL9 incident? Answer this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law.
5 minutes.
It is. At least, I did.
Lana!
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crime requires drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
But Lana...
Even if it involved forging evidence.
See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, order, order. Order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. Chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion would have to wait until the following day.
Okay, continued.